Welcome to the D Event Center for High School Rewind's coverage of the 2015 4A Boys State Championship Basketball Tournament. I am Dusty Lister. Thanks for joining us. Our matchup, the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles and the Mountain Crest Mustangs. Welcome, everybody. So glad to have you along with us. Got a lot of ways for you to watch us as High School Rewind, bringing you the 4A State Championship on live.ksl.com, on DeseretNews.com, and anytime on Xfinity On Demand. Let's first jump in to the Mountain Crest Mustangs. Come into this game with a lot of excitement. Coach Grady Buckmiller has led his Mustangs to the state tournament. They were in the state championship game a couple years ago. Last time the state tournament was held here at the D Event Center, and they're led by Jackson Brenchley, who averages 16 points a game. We expect a big game from him. Others are going to have to step up and play well for the Mustangs. And now Maple Mountain. Maple Mountain is a team that has battled up and down all year long, but continue to ascend their way up the region standings and earn themselves a terrific seed into the state tournament. And they're led by Cade Polson. He's been a nudge player of the game twice this year in the 2 games we've done at Maple Mountain, and he's had to play very well again today. We know our teams, a couple of things to look out for. When we come back, it'll be opening tip-off. You are watching High School Rewind's coverage of the 2015 4A Boys State Championship Basketball Tournament on live.ksl.com, on DeseretNews.com, and anytime on Xfinity On Demand. We're almost set for the opening tip-off between Mountain Crest and Maple Mountain. They're underway in the first round of the 4A State Tournament. Jake Dixon tracks down the opening tip. That ball is blocked and saved in. Back to Cade Polson. Polson working on the dribble, fall away, and he's swatted away by Nethercott. And we'll stay here with Maple Mountain. Back to Polson for 3. Leaves that one short, and the rebound tracked down by Cromanhook. Up top, Jaron Hall near side with Bryson Anderson. Now up top with Cade Polson. Cromanhook into the corner, driving the baseline, and Anderson drives the base and gets the score. And it's 2-0 Golden Eagles. Down the floor with the Mountain Crest Mustangs. Shot on the way and good from Jackson Brenchley. Ties us up at 2. Jaron Hall quickly into the front court. Here's Cade Polson. Now over to Jake Dixon. Dixon kicks out Polson. Polson put on the floor into the corner and rotate around. Dixon works off the dribble, off the screen with Cromanhook, floated up and score it. Nice take and finish by Jake Dixon. And it's now 4-2 in favor of the Golden Eagles. Outside with Albrechtson. Now up top with Brenchley. Off the screen, another core. Now up top, here's Brenchley again. Now John Huff. Drop it inside, that ball got past Tanner Kirby, and we'll go the other way with the Golden Eagles. Down the floor with Cade Polson and the Eagles. We've seen them a couple times get 2 wins against Timpview. Polson for three, and Cade Polson, his first bucket is a long ball, and it's 7-2 in favor of the Golden Eagles. The floor now with Mountain Crest. Brenchley off the screen to Kirby. Kicks out to the big fella. He hands off to Albrechtsen. Albrechtsen now on the angle with Nethercott. Nethercott back to Albrechtsen. Hangs on now up top with Jackson Brenchley. Driving off down the baseline, they'll get him with a charge. Tough call against John Huff. Wipe off the bucket. Will go the way with Maple Mountain.
That is his first. It is the first team foul for the Mustangs.
Up the floor with Jaron Hall. Man, one of the top quarterback prospects, committed to Brigham Young. Kicks out to Polson. And that ball nearly picked off. Terminates, and now taken away by Brenchley. Brenchley on the push. Brenchley down the lane, floated up, and it crawls off. And it'll be 2 free throws for Jackson Brenchley.
Jackson Brenchley will go to the line. I'll call on number 1, Jaron Hall, his first personal, first team foul.
And the first free throw good from Brenchley. First good, and hits them both. Quickly down the floor with Hall. Dixon kicks it up top to Croman Hook. Now Hall into the corner. Dixon pump three, drive the lane, floated up, no call on the contact. Nice defense from Nethercott. And there's a steal by Dixon. Dixon on the push, sends it ahead to Croman Hook. And he reverses out and leaves it for Polson. 4-3, he's hit on the shot. It'll be 3 free throws. The foul will go against Jackson Brenchley. It'll be 3 free throws for Cade Polson.
Foul on number 23, Jackson Brenchley, his first, second team foul. Polson shoots 3.
Polson hits the first. And the second.
Mustang substitution, number 1, Tanner Schwab, replacing Albrechtsen.
Schwab comes in the game for the Mustangs. Polson hit the first 2. And hits the third. 10-4 lead for Maple Mountain. Up the floor now with Albrechtsen, or pardon, Brenchley. Tanner Schwab up top, Brenchley picked off by Dixon. Kicks outside to Huff. Now on the angle with Nethercott, back to Huff. Here's Tanner Schwab. Schwab off the screen, 4:10 remaining in the first quarter. He terminates, kicks out to Kirby. Big fella hands off Brenchley. Brenchley in the lane. We got a foul before the shot. No, timeout. Timeout taken by Coach Buckmiller. A 30-second timeout with 4:04 remaining in the first quarter. Maple Mountain 10, Mountain Crest 4. I want to remind you to follow us on Twitter at HS Rewind on Twitter. You can see our top 5 plays from today's action. You can see the top 5 plays from yesterday. 8 games yesterday. We got 8 games today. We're in game 2 for the start of the 4A state tournament. Got an exciting game 1. And we expect the 4A tournament. This is very wide open. Reigning champion Bountiful is certainly one of the favorites, but there are a lot of teams that are going to challenge for the 4A title, especially teams get hot here in the state tournament. We saw that a couple years ago with Skyview, a 4 seed out of Region 5, make the run, which was the last time here at Weber State where they faced Mountain Crest. And it was Jalen Moore and company taking home the state championship after Moore was on the Sports Center top 10 plays as they knocked out Bountiful. They're inbound with Maple Mountain. That's not a bad idea. Coach Buckmiller came run on the floor. Mountain Crest took time out during their possession, and Maple Mountain was just going to inbound it. Mountain Crest inbound. Schwab gets it into Huff. And will set up the offense for Coach Buckmiller. Terminate up top to Schwab. And Schwab will reset with 3:55 remaining in the first quarter. High post to Brenchley. Brenchley will pull it from the free throw line, and it rolls off. The rebound claimed by Cromanhook. Now on the push with Polson. Polson, transition three blocked. Albrechtsen swatted away, went out of bounds off of Mountain Crest and will stay here. Dixon, the inbound, gets it into Hall. Hall thought about three, hangs on. Oh, nice give and go. Jaron Hall lay it up, and it crawled off. We got a push now with Brenchley. Brenchley terminates, and cross court to Schwab. Schwab hands off to Barnes. Now Brenchley. Brenchley fouled on the floor. And will inbound along the baseline.
Foul call number 4, Jake Dixon, his first, second Golden Eagles team foul.
Foul goes on Dixon. Inbound into Brenchley. Here's Huff along the baseline. Huff hard to the hole, was going for the dunk, couldn't get it. Rebound Albrechtsen, he's fouled and it falls off the rim. And it'll be 2 free throws for Albrechtsen.
Eagles foul called on Abe Durant, his first, 13th foul.
Not going to call it on the shot. Foul goes against Durant. Schwab inbounds to Huff. Up top to Brenchley. Brenchley off the screen of Huff. Big fella down the lane. Off the glass and no. Wave off the bucket. They call the foul on the floor. They go against Cromanhook. And again, inbound along the baseline for Mountain Crest. But a tough finish to the year for the Mustangs. Dropped their last 3 games to Roy, Logan, and Skyview coming into the state tournament. 3 on the way off the mark from Schwab. Ball slapped out of bounds and saved in by Cromanhook. Now in the hands of Jaron Hall. Hall, what a save to Dixon. Dixon floated off the glass. No, they get him with a travel. Well, what a save by Jaron Hall. And it'll be Mountain Crest ball with 2:39 remaining in the first quarter.
Checking in for the Mustangs now, number 12, Thomas Albrechtsen.
2:35 on a rolling clock in the first quarter. Up the floor with the Mustangs. Long range J, no good from Huff. Now on the push with Jaron Hall. Hall in the middle of the floor. Hall down the lane, can't finish. Rebound claimed by Mountain Crest. Now on the run with Huff. Huff leaves it for Brenchley. Brenchley along the baseline, kicks it back up top to Huff. Now on the far side with Albrechtsen. And a big shot, a big three. Albrechtsen from downtown. It's now a 3-point game, 10-7. Polson gets Huff off his feet and hits the off-balance shot. Cade Polson. And it's 12-7 in favor of the Golden Eagles. 1:35 remaining the first quarter. Handoff to Brenchley. Brenchley fall away Jay, kissed off the glass, and good. Brenchley with 6 in the quarter. Will get on the floor with Polson. Up to Cromanhook. Cromanhook will pull for 3. And Cromanhook, nothing but net. His first bucket is a 3 ball, and it's 15-9 in favor of Maple Mountain. Oh, nice move. Brenchley in the lane. Floated up, no. Rebound, Cromanhook. Now on the push with Polson. 1 minute remaining in the first quarter. Polson down the lane. Left hand, and he's fouled Looked like that ball was swatted a little bit by Isaac Barnes as well, but it'd be 2 free throws coming away of Cade Polson. Want to welcome those of you joining us on Spanish Fork Television on SFTV. Hope you're enjoying the coverage of the 4A state tournament and your Golden Eagles. Polson at the line to shoot one, or the front end of 2 shots, about the first. Second game of 8 on the slate today. We had 8 yesterday with the 5A state tournament. Polson got the first, has one more. Knocks them both down.
Aaron Griffin also checks in, replacing Cade Polson.
Griffin comes on for Polson. 55 seconds on a running clock. Down to 50 in the first quarter. Here's Brenchley, near side to Schwab. Inside to Huff. Huff power dribble, goes up and finishes.
Huff for 2.
First points for Huff, quickly down the floor. Try to drop it inside, that's out of bounds off of, oh, they're saying not even off of Mountain Crest, and we'll go with Maple Mountain. Or sorry, not off Mountain Crest, and we'll go with Mountain Crest. 30 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Brenchley will walk it in the front court, 25 seconds remaining. Probably hold for the final shot here. Near side, Schwab. Inside, Huff sends out 3 on the way from Albrechtson, and it crawls out. A rebound claimed by Butler. Now on the push, here's Dixon, 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Butler got to get a shot up. Dixon try to get some space. He'll count if it goes. No, it won't. And now do it for the end of one. At the end of one quarter play, it's Maple Mountain 17, Mountain Crest 11. You're watching High School Rewind's coverage of the 2015 4A Boys State Championship Basketball Tournament on live.ksl.com, on DeseretNews.com, and anytime on Xfinity On Demand.
Basketball to start the second quarter.
Start of the second quarter, and we'll start with the Mustangs. Outside with Brenchley. Brenchley leaves it to Huff. And we'll reset here at the start of the second quarter for Mountain Crest, who was just getting the offense moving. They're in the first quarter for Coach Grady Buckmiller, a fellow Carbon Dino. He's an outstanding basketball player and also football player for Carbon High. Up top with Huff, puts the shoulder down, off the window and good. Nice take and finish by Huff. Drop it down on the baseline. Send up top to Polson. A 4-point ball game. Polson hands back to Durant. Now Dixon for 3. Jake Dixon from downtown. His first triple. He now has 5 points. And it's a 7-point lead for Maple Mountain. Loose ball picked up by Durant, sends ahead to Polson. He tries to tap it over to Dixon. Tracks down the loose ball. Over to Dixon. And they'll reset the offense with Cade Polson at the point. Off the screen of Butler. Polson has that one slapped away by Albrechtsen. Loose ball picked up. Here's Branchley. Branchley gets around Hall, floated up, no. And they get a block on Hall as Branchley tried to get around him. And let's see if they give him the shots.
Call on number 1, Jaron Hall. Second personal, 15 foul. Mustang substitution. Kai Nethercott now back into the lineup, replacing Tanner Schwab.
Called a foul on the floor. 6.5 remaining, lob in. The ball went through the hands of Nethercott, and then Nethercott picks up the foul. And that'll be the 13th foul on the Mustangs.
His second, team foul number 4. Bryson Anderson now into the Eagles lineup.
The floor now, Bryson Anderson. Near side to Polson. Butler now over to Jake Dixon. Dixon hands off to Anderson. And now Durant. Butler thought about three and hangs on, gives over to Dixon. Dixon working on Albrechtsen, hands off to Polson. Polson with the step back, now to Dixon. Here's Durant. And again, Polson. Calls for the screen, now working on Nethercott. And they're going to get Bryson Anderson was shuffling his feet before the dribble. And we'll go the other way with the Mustangs.
Into the Eagles lineup now, number 13, Sam Corwin Hook. Replacing Butler.
Up the floor with the Mustangs. Near side is Branchley. Branchley trying to make his way down the lane, and we got a dual possession. And we'll go with Maple Mountain.
And it is Eagles basketball.
Up the floor now, Bryson Anderson. Anderson to Polson. Thought about three, now put on the floor. Pull up Jay from the junction. And a nice shot from Cade Polson. He's got 10 points. Branchley leaves it to Kirby. Kirby hands off Albrechtsen. Albrechtsen, now Nethercott. Nethercott up top with Huff. 9-point lead for the Golden Eagles. Mountain Crest gonna have to find some offense. Nethercott shot goes begging. On the board and run, here's Jake Dixon. Down the lane, Dixon off the bump. Doesn't get the bucket. Let's see if they give him the shots, and they will. 2 free throws coming away at Jake Dixon.
With the foul number 12, Thomas Albrechtsen, his first, team foul number 5. Dixon to shoot 2. Tanner Schwab and Sherman Barnes now into the lineup for the Mustangs.
Dixon hit the first free throw and has one more. 10-point lead for the Golden Eagles. And gets the second. Dixon was 7 first half points. Outside with Albrechtsen. Huff down the corner to Schwab. Back up top, Huff. Huff off the screen. Albrechtsen, a deep three, leaves that one short. And a rebound taken by Cromanhook. On the push now with Durant. Durant down the lane and lose the handle, out of bounds. Thought he'd get the foul call, didn't. Go the other way with the Mustangs. Up the floor now with Schwab and Mountain Crest. Halfway through the second quarter. Branchley gets free at Dixon. Send out to Schwab. Schwab cross court. Here's Albrechtson, hard to the hole, floated up, and it crawls off. And a rebound grabbed by Bryson Anderson. And then still down floor, no call on the contact. Nice job by Albrechtson, but thought there'd be a whistle on something. But up the floor now with Polson. Polson down the lane, left hand, he's fouled. And Polson will go to the line. He came down a little awkward, and he's holding his elbow. Check that, it's his hip. Might need to take a timeout here and let Polson give him some time to get ready for these free throws.
Jackson Brenchley will pick up his second personal, team foul number 6. Polson at the line, shooting 2. Correction on the foul.
Foul is charged to Schwab. 15 foul on Mountain Crest. There's 16 fouls on Maple Mountain. As Polson hits the first. Good to see him have some lift on that. He's still holding that hip a little bit.
Replacing Albrechtson.
First free throw good. And the second as well. Good first half from Polson. 14 points. Brenchley high post to Huff. Still hanging on. Brenchley put it on the floor, kick out to Schwab, nobody home. Turnover, and we'll go back to the Golden Eagles. Up the floor now with Bryson Anderson. Hand off to Dixon. Hand back to Polson. Polson put on the floor, and we're going to have a foul on Schwab. That'll be his second. And that is the 16th foul on Mountain Crest.
In the penalty. 1+ coming for Cade Polson.
So our scoreboard had it wrong. They've got 6 still shown on the board, but it'll be 1-1 as we've entered the penalty. And Polson hits the first. Got the first, hits the second. Polson with 16 first half points. Mountain Crest going to have to find some offense here in the final 3 minutes of the half. And Brenchley's going to have to get it going. Brenchley down the line, fall away. Jay guarded by Dixon and one. Nice finish by Jackson Brenchley. He'll go to the line looking for the three-point play.
Now call on Jake Dixon, his second, team foul number 6. Griffin checks in and replaces Dixon in the lineup.
It's the second personal foul on Jake Dixon. Both teams are now on the penalty. The +1 from Brenchley. 11 points. (28-16). Bryson Anderson terminates into the corner. Now up with Polson. Polson working on Schwab with the blow-by. Polson to the rack. Can't finish, and the rebound claimed by Mountain Crest. Down the push to Brenchley. Brenchley ahead to Sam Adams. Now Schwab. Wide open, Schwab. Send out to Brenchley. Brenchley pirouette in the lane. A nice find inside to Huff, and Huff will lay it up and in. And now 6 points for Huff, and a nice find from Brenchley. 10-point ball game, 28-18. Anderson sent in the corner, Cromanhook. Now up top with Durant. Durant out Cromanhook. Bryson Anderson. Anderson put on the floor hard to the hole, and it crawls in. Nice take and finish over Brenchley. Anderson now with 2 points. Or pardon me, 4 points. Schwab send up top. Now in the angle, drop along the baseline to Huff. Send out, 3 on the way from Brenchley. Off the front of the iron, no. And it'll be tracked down by Mountain Crest. 1:40 remaining in the half. Brenchley hands off to Sam Adams. Now here's Schwab. Work back near side. Off the screen is Schwab, not off the screen. The pull-up Jay. And another bucket from Brenchley. He's got 13. 1:20 remaining in the second quarter. 30-20 the lead for Maple Mountain. 1:15 remaining in the half. Up top, Durant. Here's Polson. Polson off the screen to Croman Hook. Croman Hook lob inside to Bryson Anderson. Anderson terminates, send out. Croman Hook for 3. Croman Hook buries his second triple. He's got 6 points on 2 shots, and it's 33-20. 50 seconds remaining in the first half. Up the floor now with Jackson Brenchley. Here's Adams, back to Brenchley. 40 seconds now on the clock. On the angle with Schwab. Schwab up top, Brenchley. Down to 30 seconds. Inside Huff, power dribble, loses the handle, no foul on the contact, out of bounds off of Maple Mountain. And official correction, and we're going to go with Maple Mountain.
Mark Mortensen now checks in. It will be Eagles basketball.
So it went off the Mustangs. It'll be Maple Mountain most likely with the final possession of the first half. It'll be quite the swing with a bucket here from the Golden Eagles. Ten seconds now for Bryson Anderson. 5 seconds. Lob inside, Croman Hook laid up, and it crawls off. And that'll do it for the first half. 2 quarters in the books, and it's Maple Mountain with a 13-point lead over Mountain Crest. Maple Mountain 33, Mountain Crest 20. You are watching High School Rewind's coverage of the 2015 4A Boys State Championship Basketball Tournament on live.ksl.com, on DeseretNews.com, and anytime on Xfinity On Demand.
Our next ball game features. Mustangs basketball. Let's start this second half.
Start of the second half, and we'll start with the Mountain Crest Mustangs. And we'll start over. So we'll put 1 second back on the clock. The clock did not start. Mr. Official caught that. And he's telling us to get this moving. So now we start the second half with the Mountain Crest Mustangs. Strong first half from Jackson Brenchley, the leading scorer for Mountain Crest. Had 11 points in the first half. Also had Huff, had a pretty strong first half, has 6 points. But others have to step up and help out Brenchley and Huff. Albrechtson had a 3 in the first half, but hasn't made a shot since that time. 3 on the way, off the mark from Tiev, and now down the floor with Polson, who pulls for 3, and Cade Polson misses that one. He had 16 first half points. Sees that 3 go begging. Now on the corner to Tiev, now up top to Brenchley, and then rotate back inside. Nethercott up top, Tiev. On the angle with Brenchley, up top with Huff. Huff sends out 3 on the way from Tiev, and that goes in and out. And now a foul on the rebound. I'll go against Nethercott. And that'll be Nethercott's 3rd personal foul. Let's see if Coach Buckmiller leaves him in. So Nethercott will remain on the floor. Down the floor with Hall, hands off to Dixon. Dixon back to Hall. Dixon had 7 first half points. Here's Polson. Polson off the screen, left hand, jackknife it up and in, and one. Nice take and finish by Cade Polson. And he'll go in line looking for the three-point play. And the foul goes on Huff. His second personal foul, and the second team foul of the second half. At the line with Polson. And the and one is good. (36-20), the lead for Maple Mountain. Outside, Nethercott. Too many steps, and we'll go the other way with Maple Mountain. Timeout taken by Coach Buckmiller. With 6:18 remaining in the third quarter. And it'll be a full timeout. We'll take it with them. 6:18 remaining in the third. Maple Mountain 36, Mountain Crest 20. Now the timeout, up the floor we go with Hall, kicks out to Polson. Polson, nice find inside of Jake Dixon, and Dixon lays it up and in. Dixon now at 9 points. 18-point lead for Maple Mountain. Pirouette inside the lane, floated up, leaves it short. Did Brenchley, quickly on the push down with Dixon. Ahead to Cromanhook, nice steal by Nethercott, now in the hands of Albrechtson. Albrechtson give it up to Brenchley. Brenchley along the baseline, nice finish. Brenchley now with 13, and Jaron Hall on the other end. His first bucket. You see the type of athleticism that kid has. Outstanding athlete. Cross court to Huff. Albrechtson inside Brenchley. Brenchley and one. Kiss it off the glass. And Jackson Brenchley will go to the line looking for the three-point play. And that's out 15 points for Brenchley. At the line looking for the +1. And it rolls off. Down the floor we go with Maple Mountain. Quickly down the floor with Mountain Crest off the miss. Kick outside. TF thought about 3, hangs on. Leaves it along the baseline. They're going to get a kick ball on Dixon. And we got a foul. And that'll go on Huff off the pass. Those are always tough. You give up the pass, the guy's sitting in the lane. But we'll be going the other way. The floor, here's Polson. Up top with Dixon. Dixon kicks out to Croman-Hook, and we had a foul away from the basketball. Might be against Tiev. And that is the 4th team foul on Mountain Crest in the second half. Dixon into Croman-Hook, up top of Polson. Polson hanging up top. Puts on the floor, nice crossover. Kicks back Croman-Hook, now to Dixon. Dixon pressured by Schwab, gives off to Hall. Hall will pull for 3, leaves it short. And a rebound tracked down by Mountain Crest. Now up the floor with the Mustangs. Here's Tiev. Tiev up top. Brenchley kicks out to Schwab. Schwab puts a shoulder down underneath the block on Hall. And that'll be the 2nd team foul on Maple Mountain and the 3rd personal foul against Hall. That'll bring Durant. Didn't get in time. Durant was trying to come in. Didn't let him in. Brenchley gets it up top of Tiev. Near side Brenchley, drop it into Huff. Huff pressured by Hall, and now Hall has 4. Thought that was clean. That's the 4th personal foul on Jaron Hall. And we'll be here with Mountain Crest.
Eagles foul call on number 1, Jaron Hall. That is his 4th personal, 3rd team foul. Abe Durant now in the Eagles lineup.
Inbound to Schwab. Schwab leaves it to Huff in the corner. 4-3, and it's good. Huff from downtown, a big fella, steps out, shows some range. He's got 7 points. Probably 9 points. Here's Durant. Hands off Polson. Polson up and under. Jackknife it up. Can't get it to go, and then get the foul on Nethercott. A tough call on Nethercott. Didn't know he got much on Polson as he got the flyby. The Polson will go to the line to shoot 2. Polson hits the first. Polson now with 20 points. Polson knocks down both free throws. Polson with 21, and it's a 14-point lead for Maple Mountain. Up the floor now with Tiev and the Mustangs. In the corner to Schwab. Schwab cross court to Huff. And now Adams. And they'll cycle it back around near side to Tiev. Here's Huff. Now Schwab. Schwab will drive the base, and that's stripped away by Polson. Now on the push with Polson going right at Brenchley. Here's Croman-Hook. Drop it inside to Bryson Anderson. Anderson up and under, and then got it over Schwab. And Anderson now with another bucket has 6 points. Into the front court now with Jalen Tiev. Off the screen, a Huff. He'll pull for long range 2. And Tiev gets on the board. Quick on the push now, Dixon. Dixon hard to the hole, around Tiev and lays it up and in. Good game from Dixon. He now enters double digits. And it's a 17-point lead for Maple Mountain. Up top with Huff. Huff hands back. 3 on the way and off the mark from Adams, and Bryson Anderson with the board. Hands off to Polson. Up the floor we go with Maple Mountain. Nice crossover over Schwab. Down the lane, and now the late whistle. And Polson came down again on his left hip. And it'll be 2 more free throws for Polson. Polson at the line for his first of two. Hits the first. Polson hit the first. And the second. And he'll take a seat as Jake Dixon comes in for Polson, who's hobbled a little bit. 2 fouls. He's come down in that right hip. And he'll probably get a little bit of tension here as he goes into the back. 1:40 remaining in the third quarter and a 19-point lead for Maple Mountain. They have been impressive. Brenchley kicks out to Adams. Adams along the angle to Albrechtsen. Here's Brenchley off the screen. And he'll step into a three. Back rimmed. Rebound tracked down by Schwab. Schwab inside Albrechtsen. And Albrechtsen will lay it up and in. 5 points now for Albrechtsen on the full court pressure from Mountain Crest. Bryson Anderson got to get it across, and there it is. And nearly picked off. Cromanhook saves it over to Dixon. Dixon pulls for three. Jake Dixon from downtown. Dixon now with 14. 55 seconds remaining in the third quarter, and it's a 20-point lead for Maple Mountain. Here's Tanner Schwab. Schwab sends out Albrechtsen. Albrechtsen, high post to Barnes. He brings it out, hands off to Brenchley. Brenchley goes cross court to Adams. Adams drops it inside. Put the shoulder down, no call on the contact. And a loose ball picked up by Maple Mountain, and Jake Dixon loses it out of bounds. And we'll stay here with Mountain Crest. I'm not sure why the officials are conferring here. .22 seconds remaining. Always a question about the clock. Down to 17 seconds. Here's Brenchley with 14. Brenchley kicks up to Albrechtsen. 11 seconds, now down to 10. Back to Brenchley with 9, 3. And Brenchley knocks down the triple. 4 seconds remaining, got to get it in. Here's Durant, 2 seconds. 1 second, this will count if it goes. And that'll do it for the third. And at the end of 3, it's Maple Mountain 51, Mountain Crest 34. We'll step aside. You are watching the High School Rewind's coverage of the 2015 4A Boys State Championship Basketball Tournament on live.ksl.com, on DeseretNews.com, and anytime on Xfinity On Demand. Start of the fourth quarter. And a 17-point lead for Maple Mountain. Up top. Drive down the lane. Can't finish. That was Garrett Griffin. Now on the push, Brenchley. Around the defender. Unable to get it go, and Isaac Barnes will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws. Foul is on Cromanhook. Barnes hit the first. Shoot us a picture wherever you're watching us. You can send those to @HSRewind. That one lips out. So splits the pair, and it's a 16-point game, 51-35. Full court pressure still on for Mountain Crest. All lob on the inside, and Durant lays it up and in, his first points of the ball game. 53-35. Schwab off the screen outside. Hands back to Adams. Drop into Barnes. Barnes works along the baseline, reverses side. I think Polson got a piece of that. Now on the push with Cade Polson. In the corner, Durant. Durant drop it inside, and Griffin couldn't handle it. But shoot us a picture at HS Rewind on Twitter. Ethan Soccer 77 already sent us one. (53-35) the lead for Maple Mountain. Outside with Huff. Huff put it on the floor, off the glass, and one. Nice take and finish by Huff. And these are type of things that Mountain Crest needs to climb back into this game with 6:50 remaining in the fourth quarter. Huff for the +1. .15 game. Dixon races up the floor, kicks out to Durant, now Cromanhook. Polson, the foul by Albrechtsen. And that'll be the second foul on Albrechtsen. It'll be 1-1 free throws for Cade Polson. Polson with 23 points. Had himself quite the ball game today. He's been very, very good for the free throw line. Hits the first. Polson got the first. And the second rattles home. 25 points now for Polson. Up the floor with Mountain Crest. Here's Brenchley. Off the screen, a Huff. Brenchley to the hole, is fouled and one. Nice take and finish by Jackson Brenchley. And he now enters the 20-point range. And it's a 15-point game as he goes to the line looking for the +1. And off the steal, Brenchley inside, and getting the bucket is Kai Nethercott. And it's a 12-point game. And we had a timeout with Coach Averett. That's a late whistle. I thought the ball was inbounded. But they granted the timeout. It's a full timeout. With 6:14 remaining, Maple Mountain 55, Mountain Crest 43. Does your school want to join the Watch It Network? It's easy to join, and it's free. And all of your school events will be on KSL.com and DeseretNews.com. To learn how your school can join, email us at watchit@DeseretDigital.com. Got some, well, at least one fun photo. Want to see a couple others. As we mentioned, as Ethan Soccer 7 shot us a shot. Sent us a picture of where they're watching the game in school. Wherever you're watching, shoot us a shot. We'll give you a shout out on air. Hope you're enjoying our coverage of the 4A State Championship Basketball Tournament. We got 8 games today. This is game 2 of 8. We had 8 games yesterday in the 5A State Tournament. Follow us on Twitter at HS Rewind, and you can see our top 5 plays. We'll tweet them out at the end of every day. You can see our top 5 plays from the 5A tournament. We had a lot of dunks. We even omitted a couple of dunks. We didn't want it to be a complete dunk fest, but we have quite the selection thus far. As Dacian Spotted Elk hit the shot at the horn and then at the end of regulation in game 1. Hall comes back into the game. He's got 4 fouls in a 12-point game, 55-43. Maple Mountain wants to be smart and roll. There's a foul on Albrechtsen. That would have been an easy bucket, and this immediately would have been a 10-point game. But it'll be 2 free throws for Jaron Hall. Third personal foul on Albrechtsen. Front end off the mark by Hall. They have 2 more opportunities for missed front ends, 1-on-1. Here's Schwab driving the lane, leaves it off for Huff, and Huff lays it up and in. And it's a 10-point game. Saw this at the Elite 8 tournament. Mountain Crest was trailing late against Corner Canyon, and they came racing back into that game. And they're trying to do it again here. 55-45, the lead for Maple Mountain. Polson loses the handle, gets it back to Hall. 5:40 remaining. Durant drives the lane, terminates. Kicks up top to Bryson Anderson. Maple Mountain's going to choose to eat up this clock as they're now in the 4-corner set. They'll drive and dish and move around. They're going to force Mountain Crest to foul. And remember, they could hold out this 5:20 if they so choose. Ball tipped by Huff. Nearly got the steal. Here's Jake Dixon. And again, this is not a Utah rule. This is a national rule. It's something that certainly needs to be addressed. But right now, Maple Mountain playing within the confines of the rules of the National High School Federation rule book. Up top with Durant with 4:50 on a rolling clock here in the 4th quarter. Durant drives the lane, can't get the bucket. No foul in the contact on the push now of Brenchley. Trailing by 10, here's Huff. Huff goes through 2 defenders. He was waiting, both Bryson Anderson and Hall were standing like a penalty kick in soccer, and he still went into them. That's a tough call on Huff, but he went right into the defenders, and that's number 5.
Replacing Huff in the lineup, number 21, Carter Christensen.
Carter Christiansen comes on the floor now. Replace Huff. And that's 14 points of Mountain Crest. Now leaves their second leading scorer as Hall is fouled. That's now the 19th foul on Mountain Crest. The last 1-on-1 free throw coming the way of Maple Mountain.
His third, it is the 10th team foul, so in the double bonus, will shoot 2.
And they'd missed the last one, so that in double bonus. So Hall at the line for 2 free throws. And he hits the first. Hall got the first and the second. 57-45 with 4:35 remaining in the 4th quarter. Up the floor now, Brenchley. Got 21 points on the day. Outside to Albrechtsen. Albrechtsen off the screen. Kicks out Brenchley. Thought about 3 and hangs on. Brenchley pirouette in the lane, floated up, too strong. Tipped out and then taken by Durant. Now ahead to Polson. And Polson reverse out. And another step back, and he'll send it to Durant as they're going to, again, wind this down halfway through the 4th quarter and a 12-point lead. Durant floated up, and it crawls out, gets his own board, couldn't get it to go. Albrechtsen with the board, ahead to Brenchley. Can get it back to a 10-point game. Brenchley navigates his way down the lane and is fouled, and Brenchley will go on the line to shoot 2 free throws. 3:50 remaining in the 4th quarter.
Foul on number 32, Bryson Anderson. First personal, 7th team foul. We're shooting 2.
First free throw rolls off for Brenchley. He's got one more. Needed that first one. Nan gets the second. Trap still on from Mountain Crest. Here's Dixon. Dixon ahead, picked off by Schwab. 3:40 remaining. Mountain Crest still with the heartbeat. Here's Brenchley. They need buckets. Brenchley to the hole and scores. Brenchley now with 24. Here's Polson. Timeout, Coach Averett. 3:28 remaining in the fourth quarter. Mountain Crest making a little bit of a move here. Got it within double digits. 57-48 the lead for Maple Mountain. Again, I want to remind you, you can watch all the games here on live.ksl.com, at deseretnews.com. We'll also have them in abbreviated format anytime on Xfinity On Demand. You can watch full versions on Watch It, on the Watch It network on YouTube. Dusty Lister with you. Hope you're enjoying our coverage. We're in game 2 of 8 today, as the 4A tournament seems to be wide open. We had a barn burner in the first game. This game been a little more distance, but right now Mountain Crest putting a late charge on. As they were down by as many as 15, and it seemed like Maple Mountain was going to run away with this one. But no quitting these Mustangs.
Let's get it back out here, Mustang fans. Golden Eagles fans. Eagles basketball.
Four-court pressure still on from Mountain Crest. Hall over to Polson. Now back to Hall. Gets it across the timeline to Durant. Trapping handle, loses the handle. And now it'll be, again, tight defense and a foul on Carter Christiansen. And that'll put Durant at the line to shoot 2.
Christensen, his first. Get him a double bonus, 2 free throws. And Abe Durant will go to the line.
First free throw was good from Durant. And he hits them both. He's got 4 points on the day. 11-point game, 59-48. Brenchley over to Schwab. Mountain Crest has got to move quickly. Schwab straight away, pulls for 3, crawls off and out of bounds off of Polson, and will stay with Mountain Crest. 2:56 remaining in the fourth quarter. Mountain Crest still hanging on here. Trailing by 11. Hands back to Brenchley. Thought about 3 and hangs on. Brenchley. Handled by Durant. Now on the angle with Schwab. Got to move quickly here. Not a lot of time. Here's Albrechtsen. Albrechtsen now to Brenchley. Brenchley drives the lane. Can't get it to go. Tipped up. No. Loose ball. Still trying to be saved in by Dixon. And it will stay with Mountain Crest.
Sam Copeland checks back in, replacing Durant in the Eagles lineup.
2:25 remaining in the fourth quarter. Brenchley off the screen of Christiansen. The 3 goes off. Christiansen tried shoving Bryson Anderson into the ball, and we'll go back to Maple Mountain. They'll take a miraculous comeback and a lot of missed free throws. Well, there's a steal. Nethercott misses the bunny. The ball's loose and out of bounds off of Mountain Crest. No, they're going to stay off of Maple Mountain. Off of Maple Mountain will stay with Mountain Crest. Opportunity after opportunity here. Schwab now to Albrechtsen. Schwab will drive the lane, put up the left hand. He's fouled. It doesn't go. There'll be 2 free throws for Schwab.
Picks up his 3rd personal, 18 foul. He'll shoot 2.
And Schwab misses the first. You've got to score points and the clock is stopped. And he misses the front end, split the last trip to the free throw line, did Mountain Crest, and splits this one as well. 10-point game, 59-49. Sharon Hall ahead to Cromanhook. Cromanhook to Dixon. Dixon on the push, give it up to Anderson. Anderson jackknife it up, and no. But he's fouled by Brenchley, and there'll be 2 free throws coming away of Cromanhook. That is the second personal foul on Jackson Brenchley. First free throw is good. The second as well. 12-point game, 61-49. 1:50 remaining. Want to remind you, we'll select our nudge player of the game at the conclusion of the game. 3 on the way, off the mark, rebound to Polson. And it'll be 2 free throws coming away, Kate Polson off the foul. In a tough way to end the season for Coach Grady Buckmiller and the Mustangs. They'll drop their last 4 games of the season. They're in the driver's seat in Region 5. They'd lost a overtime game to Logan, won an overtime game against Roy. Their double overtime game against Roy. Lost a 6-point game to Skyview. Then went on a 3-game run. And then lost the last 3 to Roy, Logan, and Skyview, and now Maple Mountain. As seniors leave the floor, as Albrechtson and Christiansen leave the floor. Polson hit the first. And rolls in the second. Up the floor now, Tiev. Brenchley terminates, kicks up top to Schwab, who pulls for 3. That one's short, a rebound to Dixon. And now a travel on Dixon. And we'll go back to the Mustangs. Inbound into Brenchley. Brenchley just a sophomore. Bright future for this young man. Around and off the glass and in. Timeout, Coach Buckmiller. 1:15 remaining in the 4th quarter. And we'll take it with them. Full timeout, 1:15 remaining. Maple Mountain 63, Mountain Crest 51. You are watching High School Rewind's coverage of the 2015 4A Boys State Championship Basketball Tournament. Live on live.ksl.com, DeseretNews.com, and anytime on Xfinity On Demand.
And a special thank you to Les Schwab Tires. They're more than a tire store. They're also an alignment store. Shocks, brakes, and batteries. Backed with their promise, if they can't guarantee it, they won't sell it. Thank you, Les Schwab Tires. Eagles basketball following that timeout.
And there's a steal by Brenchley. He lobs it in, and that was online. I thought it was going in. Schwab tried to save it in, and we got a foul away from the ball. And the foul will be on Kate Polson.
Second personal, 9th team foul. And in the penalty, 1-1 for Tanner Schwab.
And the 1-1 is off the mark. Rebound to Polson. And that'll essentially do it as Maple Mountain walks into the front court. 1:10 remaining on is still sitting at 1:10. Here we go. Clock gets moving. Here comes Jaron Hall to lay it up and in. I have to fix the clock, as it sat at 1:10 for quite some time and then stopped again. They'll continue to work on it here. Maybe we'll just go from 102. Here we go, 56 seconds now set on the clock. Up the floor now at the Mustangs. Brenchley, again, hard to the hole, off the glass and crawls in. Brenchley now with 28 points, that's a game high for the sophomore. 40 seconds. As Cade Polson holding up top with 30 seconds. No fouls, just looking for steals. Polson now fouled along the baseline by Nethercott. And Polson will go to the line to add to his total. He's got 27. He'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Checks in for the Eagles, and replacing Nethercott in the lineup, number 4, Sam Adams for the Mustangs. Polson at the line will shoot 2.
Polson knocks down his first free throw, gives him 28 points on the day. As Jaron Hall leaves the game. Polson hit the first, and the second rolls off. Down the floor with Brenchley. Brenchley with 18 and lays it up and in. That gives him 30 points. Young sophomore had a good offensive day, but just was not enough against Cade Polson and the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles. As Maple Mountain will get through the first round, and they will play the winner of Logan and Provo, and that'll do it. Our final score, Maple Mountain 66, Mountain Crest 55, and a nice win for Maple Mountains. They'll move on to the second round and face the winner of Logan and Provo. And for Mountain Crest, a good year, a tough way to end, but Coach Grady Buckmiller and the Mountain Crest Mustangs have got plenty of talent coming back. What a day from Brenchley. We'll have thoughts here in our post-game wrap-up. Stay tuned with us. We'll have our post-game wrap-up and our Nudge Player of the Game selection. And welcome back to the D Event Center. Again, our final score, Maple Mountain 66, Mountain Crest 55, and a nice win for Maple Mountain. They'll move on to the second round, and they will play Olympus in the second round, and not the winner of Logan Provo. So a tough game coming up for Maple Mountain, but a nice win today. They were led by Cade Polson, who had 28 points, and he is our nudge player of the game. From the get-go, Cade Polson was on point today for the Golden Eagles, and had an outstanding game. He'll take home our Nudge Player of the Game. With over 500 employees, Nudge is one of the fastest-growing companies in Utah Valley. To learn more about Nudge and their community outreach programs, go to www.nudge.com. A couple thoughts also on Mountain Crest. Brenchley, the sophomore, had an outstanding day, had 30 points. There's not enough help around as really Maple Mountain that first half got things going and played extremely well. Jake Dixon also chipped in with 14 points to help lead the way with Cade Polson. But for Mountain Crest, 4 straight losses at the end of the year. Tough way to end for Coach Buckmiller, but he also knows he's got a lot of talent coming back, led by Brenchley, and the future is bright for the Mustangs. Again, our final score, Maple Mountain 66, Mountain Crest 55. Our nudge player of the game, Cade Polson. And we hope you enjoy our coverage here on live.ksl.com, as we'll bring you every game of the 4A and 5A state tournaments, and hope you'll join us as we continue to move along. For Vince Francis and Thompson Coles, I'm Dusty Lister. Thanks for joining us and watching High School Rewind's coverage of the 2015 4A Boys State Championship Basketball Tournament on live.ksl.com, on DeseretNews.com, and anytime on Xfinity On Demand.